With Optimize My Programming / 3D Scanner, Siemens has developed a software solution for shop floor-oriented CNC programming. Now, this enables the seamless transfer of geometry information from 3D CAD models into the programs, and this helps us eliminate cumbersome and error-prone manual inputs, while at the same time saving time and cost. And we're going to speak here live at EMOR 2025 to two of our colleagues and learn a little bit more. So I'm glad to be joined by Daniel Krüger. He is one of our product managers for digitalization in the machine tool business. And over here we have Manfred Buchner, who is an application engineer. Daniel, maybe I can start with you. So what we're showing here is a product called Optimize My Programming / 3D Scanner. What exactly do we scan with it, and how does it help machine users in general?
Sure. So maybe to avoid a misconception, it's not a scanner in the conventional sense. So it doesn't digitize workpieces, but we scan a 3D CAD model of a workpiece in order to look for machinable features, and afterwards we map those features to machining operations. Yeah, what's the benefit? You have to imagine the traditional way of shop floor-oriented programming assumes that you have a 2D drawing of the workpiece, and then the operator has to do a translation. So he has to translate this information on the drawing into G-code or even cycle invocations, and this is error-prone. Yeah? And if we provide directly a digital thread from the 3D geometry, we can avoid these errors. And also the programming is much faster.
Manfred, can you show us how this works?
Yeah, of course. It is easy, this funny functionality. We can open a program like this, and we can open also or import a CAD file, and then it starts the scanning. Yeah, and now we see the STL part, and this is the succession from our system with the different planes, and you see highlighted the different parts, and now we can select easily, in this case, the swivel functionality in our NC program, and now we got a green mark, means this functionality now, or this part, it's now in our NC program, and now we use the face milling also, and then we can create our NC program exactly about the succession from the 3D scanner.
Thank you very much. Now this all looks great, Daniel, but what is the actual benefit?
So the one I already mentioned, it's avoid errors. Because if you don't have to enter the data manually, you make less errors. It's just we want to derive as information as possible from the CAD file, because this comes directly from the design department. And the second, you saw it in Manfred's demonstration, it's the CNC program is composed by clicking. Yeah, you don't have to input manual data, and this is much, much faster. So we have already some experience in the field, because this was developed jointly with DMG Mori, and they were selling it, and I think we have about 300 to 400 machines in the field already, and customers report efficiency increase about 80%.
So you just mentioned DMG, for example, DMG Mori. Who else, or what would you say, who are the typical target customers for this type of software?
It's basically all customers who use a shop floor-oriented programming style. So people who program their workpieces on the machine directly, they have now, of course, a tool to speed it up, this process, and make it more efficient. But they have also a chance, since we also offer this on Run My Virtual Machine, so the digital twin, to move their tasks to the desktop. So without retraining their people, without moving to a CAM system, they can stick to their same process but have a more efficient work environment on the desktop.
So how can people buy this? So both maybe first-time buyers, but also can it be retrofitted to any existing machines?
Yeah, interesting question. So it can't be retrofitted at the moment, because it's only compatible with the newest CNC software versions of the SINUMERIK. But in future, we can think about it. As of today, it's an OEM product. So if you want to have it on a real machine, you should approach your OEM and ask for it as an option. On the digital twin, Run My Virtual Machine, it can be purchased also by end customers and used, for example, in conjunction with our generic example machines that we provide. But in general, it's a good idea to approach the OEM.
Well, thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you, Manfred, for the demo. And that sums up our talk here about 3D scanning here at EMO 2025.